Okay, I've got the engine bolted to the chassis. I probably didn't really need to support the front of the engine as long as I've still got my stand on here, but I did anyway just to make sure. Now, the flywheel and pressure plate looked pretty good. I just cleaned them up. I did put a new clutch disc in there just because it seemed like a good idea. The old clutch disc was probably maybe 50% yet, but I did put a new clutch disc in there. Now I think I'm going to get my rocker shaft, push rods and stuff, and button up the top end of this engine just so I can keep it clean. I've got a few things done on the engine here. I've got the rocker shaft and everything and the valve lash set. One thing I did screw up. I screwed up and painted the wrong valve cover. The older, shorter heads, like the one that was on this engine when I tore it apart, uses a taller valve cover. And the taller head, later model head like this one, uses a shorter valve cover. So I need to, I've got a shorter valve cover. I just need to take it over in the basement and get it painted. I don't, this isn't going to get buttoned up permanently anyway, because once the engine gets started and warmed up good, I'm going to pull the valve cover off, retorque the head bolts, and reset the valve lash. But other than that, I've got my oil filter bracket there, got some of the little oil lines run. One thing I'll need to be sorting out on this thing is the power steering. The torque generator leaks, but I do have new seals for that end of it, and the other end uses O-rings. So when I get to this part, I'll be taking that apart, cleaning it all out, and putting the new seals and O-rings in it. And of course, on my tractor here, the power steering pump was bad. Now I could order a regular replacement pump for it for about $400, but of course, you know, I'm not going to do that. What I did instead, I spent $45 and got a new power steering pump for a 2005 BMW 325i. So yeah, the Allis Chalmers is going to get a BMW power steering pump. Why the BMW pump? Well, for a few reasons. For one thing, the flow and pressure is right on it. The mounting is pretty straightforward. It's set up for a remote reservoir, which means I can just plumb it to my regular stock reservoir on this thing. And it's got this nice little hub on the input shaft, which looks to me like it should be relatively easy for me to bolt the proper sized V-belt pulley onto it. So yeah, that'll be sitting in here somewhere when I get my I get the water pump on and do all that. But that's a job for in the future a little bit. Right now I'm thinking like I'd like to have this thing sitting on all four wheels again. So I think what I'll do tomorrow is take my front end apart and start doing a couple days worth of dismantling and boring cleaning stuff, and which I won't video because it's kind of boring. So that's what I'm up to this week. We keep making progress. I've got the rest of it covered up so it doesn't get dusty, so I'll probably cover that up too now. But anyway, we'll shoot some more video when I start putting nice clean stuff back together. So until then, everyone stay safe, be kind, and we'll see you later.